This is TWiT.
What do you say? I'm gonna start with you, Frank, since you actually used to work for Comcast yourself. In fact, you launched Comcast Cares. What do you think about everything that's been in the news lately about them or any major brand, whether it's a service provider or a retailer, having the kind of phone call that they did and the scrutiny that we're all giving it?
That phone call was horrible. What I'll say is, first of all, it's not just a Comcast problem. Comcast is the poster child for bad service right now. But the fact is, a lot of call centers are broken in the same way. We've been thinking of customer service the same way we have for the past 10, 20 years. And that's what I loved about Ted's company. They're thinking differently. They're thinking about that relationship aspect. But most companies are not. They're thinking of operational aspects. How can I sell you more? How can I, get you on and off my phone? Because I hate having customers call me. This is the theme that you typically see in call centers. And, we view it as a poor operation. There go my lights. So they're back on now. Sorry about that. I love it when it's live. But the fact is, that is what call centers have been about for a long time. Things like handle time, measuring the wrong things. As soon as I heard that retention call, I knew he was measured on save rate, and the save rate was based upon if that customer hung up the phone and did not get rid of any services, he wins.
Exactly. And that's how employees are compensated. And there's a measurement. I've ran, you probably won't like me when I tell you this, but I've ran telemarketing and outsourced, phone calls to try to upgrade customers. And there's some really strict, sales numbers they have to reach. But that was then, right? And so customers that didn't like that wouldn't necessarily have an avenue to talk about it. What do you say about that, Ted? I mean, should companies have a different set of rules for call center employees today, sales or retention agents today versus where they had it 10 years ago?
Well, and you're exactly right on all the conversation, by the way, about things being the same the last 10 or 20 years. One of the things that leads directly to that is that we've really treated things as how do we get more out of the customer support arena? But yet that's coupled with how do we control it? We have 10,000 agents maybe. Some people don't realize this, but companies that are large like the Comcast of the world have thousands and thousands of agents taking calls at any given moment. And for an executive, that sweat breaks out on your forehead thinking about what could possibly go wrong, So how do I control it? And I think you start putting all these measures in place and you start doing a lot of those things to try to control what we really want to do naturally, which is talk. So it's bound to go wrong on occasion, but what I think really happens is we end up probably pushing it the other way to keep it from going wrong, which may drive it more wrong in the end. So, it's an interesting circle in that.
Ted,
that
we made it a process. And, unfortunately, we forgot to give the customer that side of the process. They didn't have the script either, so they can't keep up with things. And they don't even know the right things to say to keep on script. This is the problem to service. And it's, the fact is, it's not brain surgery. Think like a customer. How do you want to be treated? It's not that hard, but we make it so difficult because of the way we keep going at it and we keep trying to get the costs down further. The other thing that eats at me, though, is we also talk very much about, lowering those costs. So, we want to push our customers to the web, so we don't have to talk to them. People have to think about the message they're now sending to their own employees. Customers, bad. They call us. They're bad. That doesn't create a great environment either. Ultimately, we have to get, the right environment. If you create that right experience, the fact is that customer may not call that often. But you know what? If you get to the point where a customer only calls once a year, you better hit a home run in that experience because, that's your only chance to really shine and hit that human connection. And so I tell companies, be careful what they wish for.